of the things we found is the necessity of knowing the purpose of your groups. I could give you all, I've given you, so far I've already given you 14 statistical percentages. And so our comparisons would actually make it over 20. And so I don't know that at 5:30 in the afternoon, your desire is for me to go through and crank the numerical blanks. But let me just show you what we found. And I'm not, it shouldn't surprise you. You're experts in this field. But one of the things that often we find struggle is people have a lack of clarity about the purpose of the groups actually is. Is it connection? Is it spiritual formation? Or is it mission? And what we found is that when people intentionally gear into one, they sometimes pick leaders that are prepared for the other. So groups are to engage in mission, but you've appointed somebody or selected somebody who desires to engage in community or connection. There's an automatic disconnect that's coming. What we found is, and our desire to exhort people based on our research and our best practices, is that all three of these things should be the function of each group: connection, formation, and mission. But most groups will have one that stands out as a more significant factor, and they have to be reminded of the other two. But you match the leaders to the purpose of your groups. And what's interesting to us is, in our research, is the overwhelming reality that pastors are not paying a whole lot of attention to what's being taught in the small groups in those pastors' churches. And they sort of regret it, but they don't know what to do about it. So it's kind of a fascinating thing, because even in our church, we have, I don't even know off the top of my head, 20 small groups maybe. And of those groups, we have a series, you can choose from this, and this. But even that is, I'm not sure what any given group is teaching at any given time. And strategically, well, we don't really see that happening so much. Matter of fact, let's talk about lead. People don't believe groups are really that important to leaders because they're not evidencing that in the life of the church. What we find is, in our transformational church research, a healthy church can have 2/3 and above of the people involved in small group community. But what we found in the churches that exhibited characteristics of transformation throughout the life of the church, that actually pushed 80% and 90%.